Hey everybody, Big John back again. I know I said in my last video that the next one was going to be more about starter issues, but I don't want to do that because I already have some starter issue film footage, whatever, on a video not too long ago. Kind of go through that. But I did get a starter off Rock Auto, cheapest one they had. We're going to throw on this truck, see if we can get it started. That'll probably be in the next video. I'm going to probably this evening or tomorrow film that and see what we can get going. So I'm really excited to get that running, hear that 283, and get this, start stripping this truck apart. Probably be some videos on that. So, as I'm tearing it apart. Big updates on the shop. I have my tire changer replaced. I've had the actual new changer for a while, but this plate that it's mounted to was over on the other side of the camper, about where the duals are and about where the wheels are, and we just had to drag it over here. Take the old one off. I had to replace two studs. Those two, they're just bolts welded down to the plate. And the changer slips over it. Nuts go on, tighten it down. They work really well. Honestly, for the $40, the last one lasted over 15 years, and that one's going to last a while, I'm hoping. It's real handy. It sure beats the old way of doing it, where you're beating the beads down with a chisel, the special chisels, and prying 2 or 3 bars, prying them off by hand. That's no fun. So next is we got tires. So these are 8 R19.5s for the back of Daryl. Goodyear 633 RSDs. We run 622 RSDs on our dump trucks at work, and they're very, very similar, and they do pretty good in snow and dirt and mud and stuff. I mean, as long as it's not super deep, soupy mud, they do pretty good. So we're going to get those mounted. They're load range F, like 14 ply. Can't even really feel a bead on these, but we're going to get those mounted up. Like I said, I don't know if I can use that changer for those or not. Other updates. I picked up a MiG 125 titanium brand from Harbor Freight the other day. I've been playing with that a little bit. I'm not a MiG guy. I've played with 1 or 2 of them here and there, but never enough to get good at it. So that's going to take some practice, some playing. I've always used that old Lincoln Tombstone stick welder over there. Auto darkening Harbor Freight helmet, the red one. I think they're all the same. This one was on sale for $40 or something like that, 45. So picked that up. First time I've ever used an auto darkening helmet, and it works really well. I like it for, if I was a professional welder, maybe it'd be different. Go for a better helmet, but that seems to do the trick, as long as you take this plate out on the inside. So there's a plate on the outside with a piece of film on it. You take that off. It says there's a piece of film on the inside, but I couldn't find that. But this plate is in there, and it's all cloudy. You can't see anything with it. So take that out, and it works really well. So I think that's going to be good. What's next? The bed is actually off of that truck. We cut it off. I had to borrow some torch regulators because mine went bad, and we just chopped it right behind there because that Tommy gate wrapped underneath and they're like all boxed in. So we just chopped it there behind the back springs and called it good. So that brings me back to my torches being bad. So my regulator on my oxygen side here went bad and pretty much gave everything the tank had to the hoses, blew the line. Then I had to borrow a set of regulators to end up finish cutting this bed off. And the other thing is my air compressor has been bad for a while. I had maybe a year that I've been using that little guy over here just to be able to pump up tires and stuff like that. But my big 220 air compressor has been bad for a year or so. So we're going to try to fix this. I think it's the capacitors here. So one's a start and one's a run. And when you start the air compressor, this one helps it get going, and this one helps it stay going on that electric motor. I believe this one went bad. Turned it on, heard a pop, and it's never worked since. It'll turn on, but when it pumps up to about 25, 30 psi, and it just shuts off. Bogs down. It doesn't shut off like it's up to pressure switch shut off. It shuts off like bogs down. Motor quits, like bogs down, quits running. I believe it's this run capacitor that's actually bad. But if you look at that start capacitor and all that corrosion, so that can't be good. If it is, if it is good and that's still working, it's not going to be for long. So to fix these two problems, that's a new start capacitor I've flipped over so that you can't see my address, but that's a new start capacitor. This get my speaker out of the way. There's a new set of torch gauges. Just some off-brand cheap Harris knockoffs. We've always ran Harris. They're Harris style knockoffs off of Amazon. We'll give them a try. And then I got some flashback arresters. Since I'm going through all of this, I might as well put those on. And then this is my new run capacitor. For the air compressor. And then these are new lights for here in the shop, because that one went bad and they're just these floodlights is all I've got in here. So picked these up. They were, I think $32, something like that for two of them on Amazon. Picked up all four. They screw into the regular fixture, and have all these LEDs, and you can move them however you need. 10,000 lumens a piece. So we're going to get those put in. I was thinking about using some of these. I've got more of these, but in cold weather, they're not good. They don't turn on good in cold weather. The bulbs have a tendency to go out, and those are pretty high up there. And I didn't want to be standing on a ladder, wiring them in, having to get up there and change bulbs and all that. So I think with these LEDs, I'll be able to just screw them in and get brighter light in here, hopefully. So we'll see. I'll be back when I have the lights changed. And some of the torch regulators put on and some of that. And we'll see how it looks in here, what I think about some things. All right. So initial thoughts about some of the stuff I got. I'm really pretty pleased with the lights. It is a whole lot brighter in here. So I tried to stand back where I was when I shut the last section off of the video, so that you kind of see the difference instantly. So the torch regulators, there they are. Got the flashback arresters installed. It did come with the regulators themselves did come with new fittings down here, but I just used the ones that were already on the hose. The oxygen regulator sealed up pretty good. So it's got to have this adapter, because if you don't know, left-hand threads on the Harris style, Smith style tank, right-hand thread, just like this. No, it might be left-hand thread too, but it's the over style, like this, instead of the male style. So I had to have this adapter, which was on my other regulators. I just had to take them off. The quality of them, I don't think the quality is quite there to a name brand, but they're going to probably most likely work for what I do. A little bit of cutting here and there, heating a bolt up here and there. I did have a bit of a leak here at my oxygen connection, so tomorrow I probably will soak this down with soapy water, crack the valve back open, and just see where the leak is coming from, and then try to seal that up with something, figure that out, because I'm not sure if it's coming. It sounds like it's coming from this area, but it might be up in this extension piece. And I have some Teflon tape, probably wrap around whatever is leaking. So haven't tested them out yet, haven't fired up because of that, but it's what you get for paying half price and going off brand. But like I said, the lights I'm super happy with. And then my capacitors on my air compressor, I put those back in. So that's these two, the start and the run. Plugged it in, and it's doing pretty much the same thing it was before. Here, just starting to bog down, so I'll shut it off. That tells me that it wasn't the capacitors, which I was hoping it was, because that's the cheaper fix. That's telling me that it's in the pump. So I've already had to rebuild this pump once a few years ago. So the air compressor is 16, 17, 18, 15 years old. I've had this thing 15 years. About halfway through that, not even 10 years ago or so, I had to put a rebuild kit in the up here, the reed valves and everything in this. So we will probably go ahead and do that. Order new reed valves and air intake, and do that. Hope that's the problem. The last time it did that, it just wouldn't build pressure. Now, that was the other option for what it's doing now. So, still haven't got the starter put on here. Now you get a better look at the truck now, with the better lights. So, we got to get that starter put on tomorrow and get that video going. Just trying to give you a little bit of an update. Thanks for watching.